Oh, what the?
Honey, you're home.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most controversial love interests to appear in teen shows. Plot points will be discussed, so beware of spoilers.
And who are you?
I'm Chuck Bass.
Number 10. Nate Jacobs, Euphoria. The popular star quarterback. Most high schools have a Nate Jacobs, but the thing about Euphoria's version of the trope is that he's borderline evil.
Can you imagine if I was sitting here with a gun, forcing you to accept my apology?
You're scaring me.
Yeah. It's kind of the point.
We repeatedly see Nate be abusive, cruel, and generally a total douchebag to the world around him, including love interests Maddie and Cassie. He's also impossible to understand. You almost want to feel for him, but how can you when he's so toxic?
Meaning what?
Meaning that when I say it, it means something totally different than when you say it.
Okay. It might seem that way in your head, Maddie, but it's the same word.
His relationship with Jules starts off on a terrible, manipulative note, but it's clear Nate has some sort of real feeling for her. Plus, everything that's bad about him can basically be tracked to one source: his father. Daddy issues abound, and while they excuse nothing, they do make him more complex than meets the eye.
But no one in this world will ever root for you. They'll see what I see and they'll despise you for it.
Number 9. Dylan McKay, Beverly Hills 90210. Luke Perry was a remarkable actor who flawlessly embodied nuanced, complicated characters. Indeed, on Beverly Hills 90210, Dylan McKay is far from perfect, making many mistakes, especially during his stint as Brenda Walsh's boyfriend.
Dylan, I don't know what happened up
That's
there.
right, you don't!
If you'd let me finish.
Excuse me, I have a knack for interrupting things.
Dylan!
I'm real good at interrupting things, and I've had just about enough noise for one night, okay?
His decision to cheat on Brenda with her best friend Kelly is a real low point. When Brenda finds out, she's understandably devastated. While Kelly tries to console her, Dylan basically acts like he doesn't really care.
I mean, don't you think that we all owe ourselves a little something more than this? That maybe we could start again from someplace a little more honest?
Honesty? Is that what you think this is about, Dylan? I don't think so.
It's one example, but it speaks to a larger issue. We know he's a bad boy and all that, and he had great moments throughout the course of the show, but there's also a lot of pain and volatility, and it's kind of hard to look past a betrayal of this magnitude.
I thought you guys were my friends. I loved you. I trusted you both.
Number 8. Drew Torres, Degrassi, The Next Generation. Some guys just can never get it right. Such is the case with Drew Torres from Degrassi, The Next Generation. As far as divisive romances go, with Drew, the question was always more like, which one?
Ever since I laid eyes on him and you were meant to be.
Have you ever even talked to him?
You can't just talk to a guy like that, Claire. You have to have strategy.
He's in a relationship with Ali at one point, but he cheats on her. He also agrees to marry Bianca in Vegas at one point, but that love story ultimately doesn't pan out either. And while it feels like the showrunners really want us to care about his and Becky's relationship, the duo just never really work.
No, I will not be broken up with. I'm breaking up with you. And this apology smoothie is now a breakup smoothie.
No matter what, it always feels like he can't quite get it right. Don't even get us started on all the little love triangles. Sorry, Drew. It might be you.
I may have told Grandma Baker I knocked up another girl.
Yikes.
Number 7. Dave Karofsky, Glee. It's a tried and tired trope. The homophobic jerk turns out to be queer and falls in love with one of the gay characters he has treated so terribly. If we expected Glee to not partake in this trope, we were proven wrong.
I knew this would be a little weird for you.
It's a living nightmare.
What? No, it's not weird at all. No, how'd you two meet up again?
Well, it was actually just a few months ago, right here.
From the jump, Dave Karofsky torments Kurt endlessly. In season 2, however, things start to change when it's revealed Karofsky has a crush on Kurt.
You are nothing but a scared little boy who can't handle how extraordinarily ordinary you are!
To his credit, Dave does go through a lot over the course of the series and experiences plenty of growth. Yet when he starts dating Blaine, aka Kurt's ex, in season 6, we have to admit we were not pleased.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna throw up. And when did Blaine start liking bears?
I know this isn't what you wanted.
Number 6. Dawson Leary, Dawson's Creek. Sometimes the main character is also the most annoying.
Wait a minute, you're not gonna do that to me.
Do what?
You're not gonna use who I am against me just to divert from the fact that you screwed up.
Dawson Leary might be among the worst characters to headline a show, with his insecurities and annoying tendencies. That made all of his relationships a bit hard to stomach, even in the case of the romance with Joey, who's billed to the audience as Dawson's soulmate. It's hard to root for the pair to end up together.
For so long, all I thought about was you. I mean, all I dreamed about was you.
What happened?
Dawson can be a great friend to Joey sometimes, but whenever the two date, things always go haywire. Even putting aside the fact that Pacey Witter is right there, we just never really believe that Dawson and Joey are endgame. That's mainly because he doesn't quite measure up with his guilt-tripping and frustrating nice guy shtick.
Because after you're done dispensing your pleasantries here, you're going to turn around and you're going to walk away from me. Aren't you?
Number 5. Spike, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We love a bad boy, but just because we love them doesn't make them any less bad.
Love isn't brains, children. It's blood. Blood screaming inside you to work its will.
There have been some rocky love interests in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. Take the attractive but kind of boring Riley Flynn, for example. Still, no one has more ups and downs than Spike.
I'm at the end of my bleeding tether, you know? I don't know why I even bother.
It's controversial from the get-go. A vampire slayer falling in love with a literal vampire? Who would have thought? Spike proves to us time and time again that he's a better guy than he lets on, but he does have some really dark moments. In fact, he literally once tries to assault Buffy. It's hard to let that go.
You always hurt the one you love, Beth.
Number 4. Lucas Scott, One Tree Hill. Lucas Scott is one of the most iconic characters of the teen drama canon, and he and Peyton Sawyer are one of its iconic couples. But does that mean he's a great partner? Not exactly, particularly when it comes to one Brooke Davis.
Are you breaking up with me?
I just think it's the best thing for right now.
Lucas has eyes for Peyton from the jump, but Brooke takes him by surprise, so cue the love triangle. The two begin a relationship that stops and starts a couple of times, but alas, it isn't meant to be.
You've just been waiting to push me away.
Oh, great. You kissed Peyton again, and I'm pushing you away.
Not only does Lucas repeatedly cheat on Brooke with Peyton, but even when he's being faithful, you can tell his heart is with Peyton, who's also not spared his shenanigans. It's not great boyfriend behavior, even if things do ultimately work out for everyone.
I'm sorry.
Apparently not enough.
Number 3. Chuck Bass, Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl is kind of a soap opera at heart, and as with most soap operas, all the love interests have a little something wrong with them.
You really go out with some guy you don't know?
Well, you can't be worse than the guys I do know.
Dan is literally Gossip Girl, for one thing. Still, no one gives us more to chew on than Chuck Bass.
I did what I had to win.
No.
I can't let my feelings cost me all that I've built.
Chuck is one of the baddest boys to ever do it when it comes to teen dramas. Just when he gives you something to like about him or feel sorry for, he turns around and does something so unspeakably evil we can hardly believe it. From literal assault to the whole Blair Hotel deal, there's no shortage of horrific behavior. It's amazing any of us were ever as obsessed with him as we were.
You said you would stand by me through anything. This Blair is anything.
Thought that the worst thing you would ever do would be to me.
Number 2. Ezra Fitz, Pretty Little Liars. Picture this, you meet someone, you make out, you go home, everything is fine, until you walk into school later and learn he's your literal teacher?
I'm still that girl. Okay, nothing's changed.
Yes, it has.
Arya and Ezra start out this complicated on Pretty Little Liars, and things really never get better. Weirdly enough, the age gap and the whole teacher-student thing isn't even the worst of their problems. That's saying a lot because the power imbalance inherent in their romance reflects very poorly on him.
What do you think of my work so far?
It's outstanding.
Great. Then I'll turn it in at the end of the day.
Throughout Pretty Little Liars' run, Ezra is suspected of everything from being a murderer to being A. And that's saying nothing of numerous other transgressions, like spying on the girls for his novel. As far as partners go, let's just say he isn't the most reliable.
I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear it. I just want to get off.
Arya, please just listen to me.
Nothing you say will change anything.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Dean Forrester, Gilmore Girls.
I'm sorry you're not happy.
I'll be happy again. Things happen for a reason.
Listen, if we're being honest, Rory Gilmore herself is among the most controversial love interests in the entirety of Gilmore Girls. But at the end of the day, she's still our protagonist. There is, however, one boyfriend of hers who remains more divisive than the rest and matches her sin for sin.
I swear that boy would make a good drinking game.
This is crazy. 10 messages?
Plus the 4 that I took from him personally before I stopped answering the phone.
Dean Forrester is one of her first true loves, but their romance is toxic from the beginning. Look, we know no teen relationship is perfect, but Jess, for instance, eventually grows up. It seems like Dean, in contrast, never does, and he brings out the worst in Rory as a result. Their cheating scandals as adults, which take place while he's married to someone else, says it all.
You don't understand the situation.
Is he still married?
Yes, but
Then I understand the situation.
Which one of these love interests do you hate? Are you a fan of any of them? Let us know in the comments below.
You're all I bloody think about. Dream about. You're in my gut. My throat.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.